Well, hello. Welcome to Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for mid-April 2023 for the sign of Virgo. And if this is the first time to my channel, welcome. And if you are, I'm not going to take that, sorry. And if you're returning, welcome back. I so appreciate you being here. I also want to mention I am offering private readings. You can find information for that in the description box, along with, at the bottom of the description box, the link to my donation page on Buy Me a Coffee. And I want to remind you, if you're interested in seeing an extended reading for your sign next time around, wouldn't be this reading but the next one, go ahead and hit that like symbol, because I am not able to do all the zodiac signs. The extended readings for everybody pretty much is impossible for me with my schedule, so it's just my way of narrowing it down. Hopefully we'll make the rounds through every sign eventually. I think, Virgo, you had an extended reading, what was it, last time? Or the time before that? And we have different signs that are getting that extended reading this time. So I'm hoping to make the rounds through all the signs eventually so that it's not always the same sign. But anyway, just to give you a little heads up on that process, I think that's about it as far as announcements go. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on for you mid-April 2023. 8 of Spades, you got some work trouble. Okay, 4 of Hearts, 8 of Diamonds, interesting. Look at all the 8s. 8 of Clubs. You are trying to make a decision about... I'm just gonna jump off the cliff with this, because I see you at a crossroads about trying to make a decision about leaving the work that you're doing. You could be like leaving an employer, you could be leaving the sector altogether. You just don't want to be involved with whatever has been taking up your time the last few months or few years. And it looks like, to me, it possibly is a very good possibility it will be a solo effort. This is the entrepreneurial card. This is a fantastic start. This is just, like I said, jumping off the cliff. I don't think I've ever quite seen the beginning of a reading just be this mind-blowing. I mean, it's just like, wow, you're ready to jump. These 8s, I'll just tell you, the energy behind 8s is all about progress. It's about going forward. It's not standing still. You're ready to go. You're ready to make a move. I think with the 8 of Clubs, again, you're kind of stuck on what that move is going to entail and how you're going to get there. You may have already an idea of what you want to do. It's just, how do you implement it? How do you get it going? Now, you do have a lot of support around you. Fantastic, right? This is about the home life. This is about support and people who care about you. Family, friends, spouse, you name it. Grown children even. But that 8 of Spades, this all rocks on this element here about pressure, stress at work, not getting along with somebody giving you a hard time, and that pressure needing to be relieved in some way. And you are making a decision to make, I think, a bold move here. Congratulations. You also have the 3 of Hearts, the Jack of Hearts, the Colorized Joker, also the Magician card, and the 3 of Diamonds. Look at the synchronicities in these cards. All these 8s and 3s. Yeah, this is coming through very, very nicely. So the 3 of Hearts is, I think, denoting that decision you're trying to make. You're pulled a couple different directions. Understandably so. It's about being pulled emotionally, and in particular, and I think you might have a couple of goals in mind, and maybe you're just a little bit on the fence about which one you want to pursue at the moment. Not that you're going to give up on the other idea. It's just that you have to choose one over the other. But it's a little bit of a tug-of-war action. The same thing with the 3 of Diamonds. Now, you could be feeling a little bit of financial stress because of the move you're about to make. You feel like you have to save. In the meantime, I think you've been hanging out in this job situation and probably really trying to save up that bankroll so that you can make this move and not feel a bump in the road as far as being able to pay bills, taking care of the obligations that need to be taken care of. Again, this is being pulled in a couple different directions. On the one hand, you have the life you're leaving, and on the other hand, you have the life you want to walk towards. So there's that stress in between. That's what these threes are all about, monetarily and emotionally. Now, with the Jack of Hearts, you do have your heart open to whatever comes your way. I think this is a very good card to have in this position of wanting to make this solo effort, putting forth great energy and time, and investing in something within, that's going to pay off for you. It's all about you and your future. And your heart is open to that. There is an element of vulnerability with the Jack of Hearts as well. I will just go ahead and mention Virgo. This is also water energy, Pisces, Virgo. Not Virgo. I think it's you. That's why I blurted that out. It's actually Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. I guess Scorpio and Virgo kind of rhyme in my weird, twisted mind. Sorry about that. But no, it's water energy. It's all about the emotions. The way you're feeling about the things, the excitement you're feeling, also the little bit of apprehension perhaps, because things are very much in the air for you, as indicated by the colorized Joker. The Magician card behind this, it's also the Magician card in traditional tarot. Just to explain that a little bit, especially if you haven't been with me before. The Magician card, I'm sorry, I keep stopping because I'm trying to formulate how to say this, but I always see it as like the hand of the unseen, the universe, the spirit, the forces that be on your side. And they're going to make changes, they're going to influence things in a way that are going to help you along the way, if that makes sense. It's kind of like giving you that nudge. I always see it as positive, I don't see it as obstacles. I see it as things being put in your path to make things easier. Perhaps an element of serendipity will be involved. Just like by chance this happens, by chance you meet this person, by chance this thought crosses your mind, It seems to come from nowhere, but I sometimes suspect, no, there's larger forces at play that are helping you along the way, and that's what this card represents. And it is about things being unsettled. So there is that little bit of anxiety around that card as well. Some people, especially with the Fool card, which is similar in a way, it's just about not seeing what's ahead, but the Magician energy is also kind of that random element that can influence what transpires in the coming days. You also got the Two of Spades. You're ready to get away from this situation. This is Splitsville. I'm not talking about relationships here. We're talking about you leaving this work situation. This is pretty much done. You've made up your mind. There's no reconciliation involved. There's no going back. There's no change in your mind. They can't offer you anything at this point to bring you back. It's the exact opposite of balance and harmony. It's disconnection. It's pretty permanent. I think you've decided that much for sure, that this is pretty permanent. This split, you're on your way. You're on your way. I'm very excited for you. I'm sure you can hear that in my voice. But it's overwhelming how determined and resolute you are at the moment. It's very sharp. Sharp in a good way. Just like clear, like crystal clear. 6 of Clubs. Fantastic. So you're going through a lot of personal growth. And this will open other doors for you along the way. This is about expansion. These sixes are all about expansion. So you've reached some kind of, let's say, milestone or place that has triggered a chain of events that will open up more opportunities for you. The personal growth is probably recognizing that you need to get out of the situation if it was affecting your self-worth, or if you just know that you're worth more. The energy you're putting towards this, let's say it's an employer, because I'm assuming it's for somebody else. You're better than that. You've recognized that you're better than that. You're worth more than that. You can achieve more. There's nothing worse than realizing how hard you're working for somebody else's dream. It's quite the rude awakening. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to continue working for someone else's dream until we get our finances all squared away. You know, that's what that Three of Diamonds energy is about. It's about just hanging in there and keeping the paycheck while you have to. The Seven of Diamonds does tell you to be careful with gambles and unnecessary financial risk. Yeah, I think you already know that. Especially with that Three of Diamonds I was just speaking of. I'm just trying to feel out if the financial risk is actually is part of making this move and going off on your own. I don't think so. I think it's just a little nudge, again, a little bit of a reminder to watch the spending, especially right now. You know, put on the brakes. Resist the temptation to, for example, you know, order out food or go out to eat. You know, spend in ways that, yeah, you enjoy them and you can afford them, but right now you need to save. And anywhere you can cut a little corner, I think is going to help you. But especially a lavish spending is associated with that Seven of Diamonds. Perhaps you have a leaning towards that, or you've been tempted lately. Now with the Jack of Diamonds, yeah, you are looking at a brand new financial situation. That is that inexperience with that Jack. This is also the Earth energy card, Virgo, so it's all about you and managing your finances. And just being kind of in a new position. I think we already established that this is a very new, very new territory for you, and I don't think you've actually done it yet. I think you're on the verge. I think you're standing on the rim, the edge. As you perceive the reading here, I think you're like standing on the edge going, yeah, see, I'm on my way. I'm going to do it. Just a matter of days, hours, or weeks. I mean, I'm not sure. Probably different for everybody. This is a general reading. It won't apply to everybody. So feel free to explore the playlist if it doesn't apply to you. But I'm feeling very certain there's a large percentage of Virgos out there who are fed up with their current employment situation and they're ready to make this fantastic, bold move. I'm going to go ahead and look at cards of advice. I'm being pulled in that direction. Get on with it. Yep. Okay. So here we go. The Two of Hearts. Five of Diamonds. Nice. Changes in finance. Yep. Seven of Hearts. Seven of Hearts. Oh, wow. So we got the King of Spades and the Ten of Diamonds. Interesting combination there. Just taking it in for a second. Give me a second here. I'm still here. I think those of you who are in a relationship, a marriage, a partnership, you know, that something of that nature, there's a little bit of resistance from the spouse. Well, there's going to be. Perhaps you haven't brought it up. You haven't brought it out in the open. These ideas that you've been entertaining, they have probably been in your head, but you're ready to make this move. You're going to have to let that other person know. I think you've just been waiting for the right moment. But look at this King of Spades. This could be the person you're involved with. It is an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They have a little bit of power, at least in your mind or your eyes. Not necessarily like power as in they, you know, are the CEO of a company or the president of something. It's just you see them as having power. And that power is probably involved in your relationship with them. In other words, their opinion, their preferences weigh heavily on you. So there's that power. You see my point? And that King of Spades, I'll just go ahead and say, is always about somebody who's not on the same page with you, who gives a little bit of resistance in some way. You're not seeing eye to eye with them. They're not a bad person. They're very practical minded. They're actually very good in business. But it's wrapped up with the Ten of Diamonds. And see, that Ten of Diamonds is about success and prosperity. That's like you've reached that. You are experiencing the goal and maybe perhaps beyond your goals. This is advice. So this is where you want to be headed, but I think the King of Spades is giving you a little bit of trouble here, especially because we got the Seven of Hearts. This is a little bit of disappointment and sadness that you experience from. I'll be honest. It's around a person. It's not this job situation. You're not going to be crying into your pillow over that. No, that's not what we're talking about here. This is about somebody. I'm going to use the word breaking your heart because I think the ideas that you're going to present, they're not going to be so crazy about. And it's going to hurt you a little bit because you've been building them up so much and you've wanted it to be perfect and you've been planning and you've been getting yourself so excited and just optimistic. Like the whole world has suddenly turned from black and white to color. You have this new zeal for waking up each day and knowing that you're not going to be in the same job situation for long because you're about to make this move. And if somebody's like going, I don't know about that, that just kind of makes it all stink. That kind of takes the wind out of your sail. I mean, however you want to put it, it takes the wind out of your sails. You're just like, man, I had this nailed. I had it worked out. And here this person is like, I don't know. Because with the Two of Hearts, this is that desire for connection. You want somebody to be on the same page with you. You've got to have, they have to have your back. What did I say about the Four Hearts up here? The support you have behind you. You need, the advice is highlighting your need for someone to have your back, especially one particular person. This is that close connection. This is that intimate connection, okay? Even if it's not a sexual relationship, you have that intimacy with somebody. Most people have somebody in their lives. They have that certain closeness where you've got a lot of mileage with them. You've known them for many years. You can talk about anything. Anything can happen. And they're still there. It's that kind of connection. That's really important for you to make this move. Perhaps that is why you've hesitated. But with the Five of Diamonds, there is going to be negotiation and changes in your finances here. I think we already established that. But it is confirming there's changes coming down the pipe for your financial situation. Again, I want to go back here and address the Jack of Diamonds. This is going to be new for you. In a lot of ways. However it's going to play out, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if you're going to be having to adhere to a strict budget necessarily. It may not necessarily be that. It's just different. It's like when you change, even when you just change jobs, when you get that paycheck, how the money flows, how the abundance flows, all of that changes. Even if you still don't have a lot of control over it, you get paid on different days of the week. You get paid every other week. You get paid every week, God forbid there's jobs you only get paid once a month. I think those are the hardest, especially when you're going, you have to budget that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the changes are. There's going to be a change in flow and how it pans out. I'm going to go ahead and ask for more cards of advice though. So you have this person who's going to kind of get in the way of this success and prosperity that you're headed towards. It doesn't mean you're not going to make it. It just means there's going to be bumps along the way involving probably your spouse, your significant other. Nine of Hearts, wish fulfillment. This is all about wish fulfillment. Yes, we kind of knew that. So it's also a completion card. I mean, you've reached this point where you've decided to do this. Let's not forget the permanency of the Two of Spades. That's the wish fulfillment. You are fulfilling and completing a cycle of sorts where you finally have reached that place where you want to make the move. You're able to make the move. You're ready to make the move, and you know what you want to do. Four of Clubs. This is kind of, I don't know, maybe putting your mind at ease just a little bit around the home and the lifestyle, because this is about security in the home, everything being balanced. You see it as the four corners holding up the foundation. That's how I see these fours. They just talk about if things are going rough in the home life, but I don't think that's a worry. That's not something to be concerned about. Oh crap. I don't know if I can take them all, but I'm going to pick them up. I don't think I've ever seen those come out. Look at that. I think I will. Okay, Queen of Spades, 10 of Clubs, and the black and white Joker. Also the Fool card. What did I say earlier about the Fool? Yeah. So the Queen of Spades, we'll address that first. Again, it's air energy. I don't think it's necessarily your spouse again. I tend to see this as... pretty sure this is going to be you. This is the person holding back. They don't talk about their plans. They don't talk about what they're thinking or feeling. Therefore, people around them are not quite sure if they can be trusted. They could even be suspicious of your motives. In combination with the 10 of Clubs, the 10 of Clubs is about moving, not moving, but traveling. Well, it is moving in a sense. And it's a completion, and the travel is always positive. This is quite an interesting combination. That's why it's taking me a second. But the Joker, the black and white Joker there again, is about things being up in the air. And the Fool card is not knowing what lies ahead. It's just kind of like the mystery of the future, you know? If I had to guess, you're being advised to keep a lot of things to yourself, Virgo, and that's not hard for you. You can do that. You can keep your mouth shut. You can have your plans, you can have your feelings and whatnot, and you're going to have this rough spot with the spouse or the significant other, but I think there's some element of this or some great part of this that you're going to have to kind of keep to yourself. I'm not sure what that involves. I'm not being shown that. But the good news is it is going to lead to that 10 of Clubs, which is that completion. It's physically moving from one place to another, and, you know, we could look at that as you're moving from one work situation to another. I mean, physically, you're not going to be going to the same place anymore. You might even be working from home, especially if you're on an entrepreneurial pursuit, right? It's good travel, though. It's traveling for good reasons. There's pleasure around it. And yeah, you don't quite know where this is going to take you, as indicated with the Fool card and that Joker energy, but I think you're being advised, and that does happen sometimes. I get that Queen of Spades come out, to kind of keep some of it to yourself. I'm not sure if you have to sugarcoat your plans or not, just maybe not let the other person in or persons in on all of the details, because perhaps there is a significant amount of risk or uncertainty around it. At this point, I think you're being advised to keep those parts to yourself. Whatever cloudiness or uncertainty there is, don't express that. I didn't see the card to come out here that said you need to start communicating, so I think it's perfectly okay to say, yeah, keeping it to yourself is advised. I don't get that kind of message a lot, but I'm pretty certain of that in this case. And it's just so darn important that you have somebody on your side that I think I'm hearing like spilling the beans and spilling all the details is going to sabotage that. It's not going to bring you the Two of Hearts. Only you would know how it fits your situation, so please don't misconstrue or make it fit if it doesn't. But I hope I'm going to end it there. I think we're done. I don't know why that was just like it was a burst of energy. I'm sure it was obvious earlier, and now it's just like, okay, we're shutting down. We're in the Queen of Spades. Before I end, you know what that might mean? If you keep it to yourself, you might avoid this conflict here. Because this person or whatever, whoever they are, it could be an organization, I don't know. I mean, they're going to get in the way of this. That's why those two came out together. Okay, that's what I got for you. I hope it gave you some insights and some ideas about what's going on. And then this is so exciting, and this is monumental. Honestly, I'm jealous. I mean, I can feel the excitement just coming off of what you're about to do. Because like I said, I'm getting the sense it hasn't happened yet, but mid-April is looking pretty exciting and pretty extreme as far as making new moves that are going to put you in a better place, because you are headed towards this 10 of diamonds. Let's not forget that, okay? Let's not forget that. The way to avoid that pain, though, is to keep maybe all of your plans to yourself for now. I don't know if that's possible if you're living with somebody, but I don't know. Anything's possible, I think, in this world. So I'm going to leave it there, okay? Thank you for joining me. If you liked the video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe notifications if you want to see when the next video comes out. Also, reminder to check the description box. There's information there on private readings. I do have limited schedule during the week because I work full-time. But instructions are in there if you are interested. Also, there is the link to my donation page on Buy Me a Coffee. If you're able to do that, thank you, thank you, thank you in advance, okay? I will see you again soon, Virgo. Take care and congratulations.